I'm a girl, and what if the dick won't go in my tiny asshole? I don't have lube. Bloody hell, this is fancy. You see this new setup? I have I can't remember what that's called. I have a screen now attached to my camera. Basically, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a new camera set up. It has a screen on the back of the camera, but it doesn't like flip up or to the side. Basically, I couldn't see myself while filming, which really proved difficult when trying to set up a shot because I'd have to stand my mirror behind my tripod so I could see in the like back of the camera, if that makes sense. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna take a photo of what my current situation is. I have a big fancy screen on top of my camera, so now if I look up, I'm looking into the screen. So I'm gonna not do that. However, it just makes sure that every time I move around, I know I'm still in shot. And it also makes sure I can like position the camera better so everything looks prettier. So hopefully this setup looks a little bit prettier than the last video. I filmed a video like a month ago now where I basically sat in my bed and just answered first time questions. Now, I got a bunch of you over on Instagram to send me in some questions where we could just sit and chat. Like, if you're comfortable to talk about it with your friends, then it's like topic conversation in my friendship group. Whenever anyone brings sex up, everyone's like, so. And also in our podcast, we often touch upon like sexual topics and everyone seems to love it. And I love watching videos like this myself. So I thought I would start a sort of mini series almost on my channel. Also, didn't disclaim, I have brown hair now and I'm wearing a hat because I can't be bothered to do it. But hi, my hair is brown. Glad we got that out of the way. And also I feel like it's important for people to normalize talking about contraception and talking about like one night stands and stuff, because there's a lot of pressure on younger kids now. I'm finding that sex is becoming more apparent and people are feeling more pressure to do stuff, and people are obviously seeing more explicit content online at a younger age. So yeah, just throwing it out there, not everything I say is 100% factual. I'm not sitting here saying I know everything. But hi, I'm Otis Milburn for today, or for like however long this video is, and we're just gonna talk sex and we're just gonna get into it. I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me a bunch of sex related questions. I'm gonna sit here, tell a few stories, get into the questions, hopefully answer some stuff, and we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as you did the last one. Give it a thumbs up if you want me to make this a series. I also want to get a girl involved at one point, so that I want to sit here with like Haz or Anna or someone and just have like both perspectives from like not only a straight female but then like a female in general, you know? So we could make this thing, and yeah, if you want to get involved with things like this, don't know which side to put my Instagram on. My Instagram's on screen. Starting off nice and simple, what age did you lose your virginity? Now, I struggled a lot with my sexuality growing up. I was always back and forth. I had girlfriends my entire way through school, and it weren't like cop-out girlfriends. Like, I really did and were into them and would still have a girlfriend now. I was always curious and were always told by everyone like, oh my god, Byron, you're gay, like, because I was interested in fashion. And this were when like masculinity was super fragile and people couldn't even like pluck their eyebrows without being called a so gonna bleep that word because I do realise that could be quite triggering. So I feel like, as opposed to my friends, that set me back a bit, because all my friends were like getting with girls and like sleeping with people and losing their virginity at like 14, 15, 16. However, I was 18, or maybe I was 17. I just finished college. I left college at 17, but then at the end of August I turned 18. I can't remember if I'd either just turned 18 or I was like late 17. I don't think there's a wrong or right age. Obviously you don't want to be too young, and obviously it's advised to be over 16 and that's the legal age to have sex. However, I feel like a lot of my friends lost it at like 15 and it just felt right for them, and they were in relationships. And I know like relationships back then aren't actually relationships. Like, I don't want to say they're not, because some people like stay in relationships from when they're 15 up and through until like death, but like I feel like they're not real relationships. When I look back at all my friends and me, the relationship we had probably weren't ideal and weren't actual relationships, even though they thought they were at the time. I just think as long as it feels right and you feel comfortable and you're not just doing it because you feel pressured, I don't think there's a wrong or right age. Obviously keep in mind the legal age is 16, but like we're not going to sit here and pretend that people don't do it younger than 16, but like just make sure it feels right. I don't think there's any shame in it. If you're watching this and you're 15 and you had sex or that you've done whatever you've done, I don't think you should feel shame in it, and I don't think you should let people make you feel ashamed of it. It's life, it happens. Is it okay to have sex with your mates? I think it's okay if both parties are okay with it. Like, I know this is a very taboo thing, and a lot of the times when like things have happened in our friendship group, or like say friends have kissed or whatever, it makes the other people feel awkward. So I feel like if your friendship group, they don't necessarily have to be alright with it, but as long as it doesn't like upset the dynamic of your friendship group, and also if it doesn't make you and the other person feel awkward. Like, I can't imagine being good friends with someone, sleeping with them, and then it ruining the friendship. Like, you don't want to do that, because is it really worth it just to have sex with that person once? Because obviously it's not going to continue. Like, friends with benefits with one of your friends, that's kind of like ideal, but just make sure it doesn't like shift the dynamic of the rest of the friendship group. Do men have to have an erection before sticking it in? I love how this is written, like sticking it in. Yeah, I would say so. I think it'd be really difficult to insert a flaccid penis into any small hole. I mean, give it your best shot. I can't imagine it'll be too pleasurable. I'm not saying it's impossible, but like also, if you're about to have sex, the person should probably be aroused. If you're having sex with a guy, he should probably be hard. Otherwise, maybe there's something wrong with the situation. Some of these are written really like graphically, and I'm gonna say it how it's written, but I'm not like laughing at the person who's written it. So if you have written something and I laugh whilst I'm saying it, I'm laughing at the way it's written, not like at you and your circumstance. So someone said, I'm a girl and what if the dick won't go in my tiny asshole? I don't have lube. Just stop, just don't bother. Like, it's really not worth it. Like, that would be painful. I definitely 1000% recommend using lube when having anal sex, like period, like full stop. Like if there's no lube, don't even bother. I just love the fact that you said it won't go in my tiny asshole. How long should you wait in a relationship before having sex? Just curious on your opinion. This is something that I think about quite a lot, and it's like a very asked question, and it's a very like, in movies like they talk about first base and like, oh my god, you went on a date with this person, did you kiss this person? Or like, I feel like there's a very like set rule book almost, or society's tried to imply that there's a rule book to when you should have sex with someone, like if you should kiss them on a first date and all that stuff. And I genuinely think it's down to the person. I think if you want to kiss on the first date, then go for it. If you want to have sex with someone on the first date, then go for it. If you literally just want to meet someone to have sex, as long as it's being safe and consensual and all that stuff, and like it's not sketchy and weird and like hurting anyone or anything like that, then I don't think there's like a set, you should wait 6 months and 3 days, 3 hours and 6 seconds to like suck a dick, you know? Like, I don't think it's that deep. I think the deep part about it is being safe and being consensual. I think everything else is just feels right in that circumstance, then just go for it. I've like had one night stands with people that I met like, this sounds awful, and it only sounds awful because of like society, but I've had sex with people that I've known for like an evening, and yeah, it is what it is. I do think, however, there's been certain times where you have like a one night stand or a hookup with someone, and that's predominantly where it ends. I feel like if you go into it and just have sex, or like you go for drinks and then end up going back and just sleeping with the person, you're probably never going to see him again. And if that were your intention, then great. But I do feel like if you go into it, have sex, and that's it, there's more of the that's it than like being able to like go on a couple dates and like spend time with them. And obviously it's down to each individual person. I'm gonna say some people in my life or in my past that I'm saying some, it's one person, but we're not gonna boost any egos. There's one person that I met more on like a sexual basis, then we're like, oh my god, like I actually really do like this person and could see myself liking this person a lot, and then I'm like, I kind of wish I would have waited and not done that, and then I'm like, but then we would have never met. So it's like it's a swings and roundabout situation. There's a lot of things in my life where well, not a lot of things, I'm just in this one circumstance, we're not going to name any names or start any speculations, but there's been like a time where I met someone on like a more sexual basis, and then obviously realised that this person's really cool and that I do really want to get to know them further than just, hi, let's have sex, bye. There's the underlying thing in my head sometimes where I'm like, I so wish I met this person in a different circumstance, and like we'd waited and like got to know each other before having sex and like experiment in that way, because I feel like it would have been not more special because it's been special since then. I don't know, I think it's because in my head I'm telling myself the traditional way of like meeting someone and actually liking them and potentially dating them is you meet like in a more civilized way and you get to know each other first, and I sort of did it backwards, and I don't regret it because like I said, I would never have met this person if it wasn't for how we met. I do also sometimes think, oh, it would have been cute to be able to tell people we met like just out and about and like bumped into each other, but no, it was just kind of like an agreed hookup situation, and then Byron decided to kind of get feelings involved. I mean, it worked out, so like we can't really say much. This is an interesting one. This says, I'm 16 and kind of want to get my first time out of the way, so when I find someone I really like, I won't be embarrassed. What do you think? Wait until I've got a boyfriend or have a one night stand? I feel this. I really do feel this. I don't know, because I'm kind of the same and kind of was the same. I don't know. I think it depends. Maybe don't just do it to do it. If you want to do it and just to have sex, then do it like that. But if you're doing it just to get it over and done with, then don't. Like, that's a bad idea. Like, if you're doing it because you have an urge to have sex, then like great. And if you're doing it because like you meet a guy in a club or like meet someone somewhere or like are chatting to someone and you think, alright, kind of could fuck with this person or like could kind of fuck this person, then like do it like that. But if you're doing it to just get it out of the way and be like, my first time's done, then that's going to be shit for you and the person who's doing it. You're going to leave that situation feeling unfulfilled and then you're going to have that association with sex. So I just think that's dumb anyway, because then when you find someone you like, you're then going to realise that shit, this is what it's meant to feel like and this is what it's meant to be like, and then you'll be like, why did I waste my time doing that when I could have just had a more special intimate moment with the person I actually really like. So I think definitely wait. I feel like you learn from one another. Obviously a boy doesn't know how to please a girl as much as a girl knows how to please a girl, and vice versa. Like a girl wouldn't know how to please a guy as much as a guy knows how to please himself, because like I've had my right hand my entire life, you know, I've not had a girlfriend my entire life. Someone said, does anal hurt? I'm fucking scared. I think my tits will fall off. That is funny actually. Does it matter if a girl is shaved? I honestly think this is down to personal preference. That I really, really do. And I hate when a boy will turn around and be like, oh, I'd rather a girl be shaved, and then every girl ever is like, but what if the girl doesn't want to be shaved? And then it's like, well, no one's saying that they have to be. But I feel like everyone definitely does have a preference. And I don't even think it's about a guy sitting here like and saying, oh, I'd like a girl to have like a shaved vagina or like a shaved pussy. I hate that I just said that. I don't think it's about that. For me personally, guy or girl, I would prefer the person to be tamed, if that makes sense. Just I'm always clean shaven, just throwing it out there. Like I remember growing up, I literally just left my pubes to grow and I was like, oh my god, this is super masculine, like I have pubes, blah 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 blah. And I remember like being in the boys changing rooms for PE and everyone would be like, oh my god, I have pubes, and everyone started going for puberty and stuff. So I feel like growing up, a guy is typically seen to be more masculine if he's hairier. Then I feel like as you grow up, you realise that it's more well, I personally think it's more hygienic to not have like hair there for sweat to cling to, and like obviously you've got like you urinate in that area, and like since shaving, the first time I shaved I was like, oh god, I feel like a little boy again, like this is weird. But then it just becomes like normal, and I was just like, this is so much easier in all aspects of life, and it just feels cleaner, and I just feel, I don't know, I just feel more hygienic down there, not even like in a sexual way. I don't know, people might like it, but I personally would find it annoying, like hair in my mouth. Like we're just gonna have to stop a minute because like hair in my mouth, and that does happen. It's not nothing to be embarrassed about. It does happen. It's happened to me. Happened to people that I've been with. But like I personally prefer when someone's not like a jungle, you know, like I'm not always like perfectly just pure skin shaven, but like I'm never like, oh my god, the hair is in my face, or like, oh my god, this needs like a trim with scissors kind of thing. It's like a shave job. It's literally down to personal preference. If you don't want to shave and your partner does, then it's your body at the end of the day. And if you think that you don't want to do it, or like feel like you don't need to do it, then fucking great, don't do it. Like that's all for all body hair. My boyfriend keeps wanting to have sex in a public place, but then I chicken out. I think if you chicken out, then maybe don't do it, because like you're not gonna fully enjoy it if you are like, obviously it's gonna be nervous. I think some people like the thrill of it, and I think I would like the thrill of it in closing my eyes, because if my mum's watching this, I don't want to look my mum in the eyes while saying I would like the thrill of having sex in public. But I feel like a lot of people do, and I feel like it's a very common thing. I feel like it would add some level of excitement, as opposed to like if you've been with this person a while as well and you're just used to having sex in a bedroom, like spice it up a little, you know, like why not like in the middle of the shopping centre, like obviously not public to the point where it's like offensive to other people, but like discreet in public, in like a public bathroom where no one's gonna find out, or like a car where like no one's gonna see, or like be scarred for life. Then I guess that is fun. But if you are like nervous to the point of like physically being like, I can't do this, then like it's not worth it, because you're not gonna enjoy it. And I don't think your boyfriend's gonna enjoy it either if you're like fucking quaking in your boots and he's trying to like fuck you from behind or whatever. I was gonna say fuck your pussy, but I don't know why I went to say that. Good job I stopped myself, but I said it anyway. Then it's just not gonna be fun. Let's be honest, if you're that scared, like you're not gonna be in the mind frame of like being sexual, and like you're probably gonna be dry as hell down there. Like if you are that nervous, your vagina's gonna not reciprocate in this sexual vibe that your boyfriend's wanting from you right now in the middle of August, you know. How do you know if you're a top or a bottom? Because my preference is different with a guy or a girl, so I'm assuming this person is bi, can kind of talk on this. I feel like you've just got to try both. I feel like being a top in a heterosexual manner, in terms of like, say if I were a top or a bottom with a girl, I don't think there's too much of a difference, because either way it's still like penetrative vaginal sex. Like whether the girl's on top of me or I'm on top of her, it's still the same like penis in vagina situation. Whereas I feel like if it's in like a gay way, I feel like that doesn't sound right. If it's like, say me for example, I'm going to use me in all these examples because I don't know your circumstance or situation. Obviously if I was a bottom in a gay situation, I'm not inserting my penis anywhere, so it's a different sensation as opposed to if I was a top, then I'm putting, do you know what I mean? Like the sensation is different, and I think it's all on the feeling, and if you like the feeling more of being one way or another, whereas in like a more heterosexual relationship, I feel like it's more like dominance and like being dominant or submissive. I feel like it's all about just trying it, and like with different people as well. I feel like you could have just had a bad experience with someone and that could put you off, but there's always an option to like both. With a girl, actually, I'd prefer to be the more, I don't think I should say that. I was gonna say I prefer to be the more dominant person, but I'm literally tiny, so like I meant tiny as in like I'm a skinny boy, not like as in like I'm tiny, like 2-inch cock type of tiny. I'm tall, but I'm thin is what I meant. So I feel like me saying I want to be dominant just is associated more with a masculine man. Anyway, never mind. I've got so many good questions, but I feel like this video is already so long. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to tie the knot. I'm going to shoot my load and just say it's over and out. In fact, I'm going to pull out here because we're not done. I'm going to pull out here and we're going to... I fucking hate this. I really, really hate this. And the fact that I'm going to have to edit this back, I know that my family and friends are going to watch this, is even worse. But who cares, in all honesty? I care when I speak to my mum later on. It's just like, I just watched a recent video. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to stop being annoying. I'm going to end this video here. I do have a bunch more questions. So if you do want me to continue this, like I said, I would love to make this a series. I find it so fun. And I also love reading people's like juicy gossip. Like the fact that someone's boyfriend is trying to like fuck in public, to me that's like I'm living vicariously through someone else because my sex life is so dry. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stop rambling on. I love you a lot. Subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments below if you want to make this a series. This could be Byron's sex clinic, but Byron has no real knowledge of the subject and he's just telling little mini stories and revealing too much to the world. But hopefully you appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Let me know if you like the new screen of the camera. You can't see it, but let me know if you like it anyway. You know, I do. Hi screen. Bye guys, I'm fucking stupid. See ya.